There's a silent force at play in the world of wealth. It's something that can patiently build an empire, or just as easily turn it all to dust. So, what is it?
We always think the biggest threat to our money is some big market crash or a terrible economy. But what if the real danger, the biggest one of all, is actually our own impatience? Come on, you know this feeling, right? That little twitch, that constant urge to just check your phone, your portfolio, your accounts, just one more time. It's what we call the daily panic. It's this vicious cycle of fear and greed, and it traps us. It gets us reacting to every single headline, every tiny little move in the market. I bet this looks pretty familiar. It all starts with constantly checking the prices. Then your heart starts pounding over every little dip. Before you know it, you're chasing the next hot stock you heard about online. And how does it end? Usually with panic selling at the absolute worst time. All because you were following the crowd instead of your own plan. But what if I told you there's a way to step out of that chaos for good? Well, there is. It just takes one crucial shift in how you see things, looking right past the daily price ticker to find a totally different kind of value. See, on one side, you've got short-term price. That's just noise. It's all emotion, all knee-jerk reactions. It's basically just guessing. But on the other side, that's long-term value. That's the signal. It's built on logic and a real strategy. It's the huge difference between just gambling and actually owning a piece of something real. And that really brings us to the core idea here. In a world that is completely obsessed with speed, patience isn't just about waiting around. No way. It's a superpower. It might just be the single greatest advantage you have. Let's think about it like this for a second. Real wealth isn't something you just find. It's something you have to grow. And it all starts with planting a single seed. You just can't expect a forest to pop up overnight. So what does that growth process actually look like? Well, first, you plant the seed. That means investing only in things you genuinely understand. Then comes the really hard part. You nurture it with time, letting those small gains quietly compound on themselves. You have to learn to ignore the storms, to control your emotions when things get shaky. And if you can do that, you'll eventually harvest the growth, letting time in the market do all the heavy lifting for you. Okay, so how do we actually do this? How do we get that patience? It really just boils down to a few simple rules for building wealth that actually lasts. Just 3 things. That's it. Rule number 1, you have to stop the constant checking. Every single time you look at the price, you're inviting emotion into the decision. And emotion is the absolute enemy of a good financial plan. Let your strategy drive, not your feelings. Second, this is about a whole new identity. You're not a short-term trader gambling on flickering numbers. No, you are a long-term owner buying a piece of a real business with real value. Think like an owner. And finally, you have to trust the process. Stop trying to predict exactly when it's going to rain. Just focus on building an arc that can handle any storm. Because over the long run, your time in the market will almost always beat any attempt to perfectly time the market. So if you only take one thing away from this, let it be this. That panic you feel every day, it's just noise. It's temporary. And you can choose to ignore it. Because real, lasting wealth is almost always built slowly, patiently.